You saw a video earlier, and that was the video that David created. And so as you were arriving, we played that video. And so now we're going to play the video about Jeff's life, about Jeff's work, about Jeff's wish list. So, and friends. So here we go. When Jeff came home from work the day he retired, he opened the door and he said, "Hi, honey, I'm home forever." He did ask me the other day, what do gardeners do when they retire?
I'm sure about that.
Well, he's not only retired from 40 years at the state, he's retired from his commute, from his alarm clock, from having to pay for dry cleaning, and he bought his last pair of dress shoes to wear to formal events. Generally now, his formal attire is camp shirt, shorts, and flip-flops. Well, there are two people that we've asked to give speeches to Jeff, and I'd first like to introduce Al Frazier. Jeff and I both worked at the lottery 25 some years ago, and that's when Jeff and I met in 1988. Now, let's applaud Al now, and if you really like the way he speaks, then you can applaud him again. Thank you, Al.
I met Jeff approximately 30 years ago. We both worked at the California Lottery. I worked in sales and Jeff worked in personnel. And the lottery is very new to state government. If a lot of you work for the state, you know these new classifications is a little challenging for personnel. So we had all these new sales positions that we had to go through personnel to set up, create. And every time we tried to tell them what salespeople do, they just looked at us like we were crazy or something. But Jeff was my ally in personnel. One of the things I like is he would sit and listen. He wouldn't just brush you off like a lot of the other people do. They just brush you off. Jeff would be patient with you. He would try to really help you do what you wanted to do. And so you were a big help to me and a big help to the salespeople. Jeff is so mild-mannered, he's just so kind, he's just so nice, and always have been for over 30 years. I've never seen him excited, or not excited is not a good word, but riled up. I've never seen him in anger or anything, so that was really important to me. And one of the best testament I can give Jeff, when I first heard that Jana got sick, first thing came to my mind, she couldn't have a better husband to help her with that.
That's right.
That's just the kind of person that I think Jeff is. And then along the way with sales, we got our classification established, and then I was trying to convince personnel we had to do these motivational things, you know, like have these big parties, and boy, some other people were here that they just thought we were like foreign from some foreign country or something. You want to have a party in a hotel, when, where, and how, you know, and but Jeff, again, he would listen to us, and we were able to get a lot of the things that we got. Jeff, as you know, is a musician extraordinary. I've been to several of his shows, and he's quite a musician. I could talk about Jeff for hours and hours. He really is a nice man. And one of the things I can really truly say about Jeff, all the times I've ever worked with him, all the times I've been with him socially, I've never seen any display of prejudice, any racist attitude from him. He is just one of these really good guys, the good guy. So you gotta give him a In closing, I just want to say congratulations to retirement. And the best advice I can give to you after being retired for almost 13 years is just do one thing a day. Don't do a whole bunch of stuff. Because there's always tomorrow, so save something for tomorrow. And I know Jana's gonna always be trying to have you make a list for you.
A list have already started.
But you have to massage to the men, sit down with them and negotiate.
One thing a day.
One thing a day.
Okay, all right, I take that, thank you.
Well, thank you so much. It was a treat to work with Al and Elaine in the back at the lottery, and Wanda and Susan. Any other lottery people here? Raise your hand. Go, Jonelle and Denny, and in the back we've got Sandy, raise your hand, and Dave in the back. It was a treat to work with Dave. He was in sales. And I didn't really work with him, but did I give you a class about training on, I got him training on sales. And speaking, I think. Making speeches. Anyway, the lottery was a really fun place to work. Well, Jeff has worked at Consumer Affairs for quite a long time. And the other person who's going to speak is Tanya Corcoran. She's the Deputy Director of Administration at the Consumer Affairs. If you ever had your haircut, Consumer Affairs is one of the boards and one of the bureaus that cuts people's hair, and they do all kinds of things. They license the people that cut the hair. Thank you for making sure I'm clear about that. And so, Tanya's known Jeff since 1995, and she was Jeff's boss when he retired. What? How many days ago? 9 days ago? Anyway, so Tanya, it's time for you. Please come up.
So Jana, I just want to know, is it, I'm handing this over to you, or are there a few things that I still can delegate to Jeff? Exactly, so.
She might be happier with you.
I will stick to the one item a day, okay? Jana?
Okay.
Anyways, I'm very pleased to be here. 1995, I didn't know the exact date, but I know that I've grown up with Jeff, to say.
Just yell, tech, I need your help.
Is it me? Is it the food? I don't know. But I have had the pleasure of not only working for Jeff and being his boss, but I've always thought of us as a partnership and just getting the job done. I don't think I could say, as Jana said, that working for DCA has always been a pleasure, where lottery has. However, the work is important, and I absolutely appreciate all that Jeff has done to keep things running. With having 39 different boards and bureaus, it's pretty chaotic, and so every day is a new day. So I can't say that you were ever bored, but I'm sure you'll enjoy being able to take it easy and not have a crisis of the hour or minute sometimes. So really appreciate that. One fun story I do have to tell, or it's fun for me, kind of, I don't know, it's not video, is at a DPA conference years ago, when we actually could go to conferences and do those sorts of things for the state. We were at a conference in Monterey, and they actually had as the entertainment a hypnotist, and Jeff pushed me out of my chair and said, Tanya's going to volunteer to do that. So that video lives on as, you know, I'm like, oh, is that video going to come out again? Where I was hypnotized, and besides dancing like Madonna, I happened to imitate bodybuilding of Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, anyway, all I have to say is that, you know, you never know. Be careful when things are on video. So,
That was a fun night.
it was a very, very fun night, and it's been a real pleasure to have Jeff and his expertise and his friendship. And that's one thing that I will say is we all work hard and we all do that, but Jeff has always had such a great attitude, positive attitude.
Batteries on the way.
Working for you, it may seem that it's been a long and winding road, working 8 days a week. For us, it seems like yesterday you joined us here at DCA. When you returned as personnel officer, things were a little helter-skelter with human resources and red tag status. Thanks to you, we are now riding the yellow submarine on our way to green status. Green status right before Jeff left, so good job on that. Under your leadership, you have answered the cries of she said, because, and please me. I've got a feeling, responding to all those emails, memos, and requests for help, that at times you must have felt like a paperback writer. It won't be long until you can let your hair down and rock on 7 days a week, if you please, with your own Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. From me to you, and on behalf of your staff, if I needed someone, all I've got to do is ask. Here comes the sun on the dawn of the next journey in your life, while we see you off here, there, and everywhere, whether down Abbey Road or Penny Lane, take your ticket to ride and enjoy every little thing.
I do have a honey-do list that includes cleaning the garage, which he's been talking about for about a year, that we're going to do it when he retires, and so I think it's almost done. And landscape.
You never saw his mom's garage.
I never did see his mother's garage, but I did hear that she did have frozen food in the freezer that had been there for a while. Anyway, so
There were 5 freezers, Steve.
three freezers in her. Anyway, so our garage should be a whiz for him. In addition, we've got some landscape projects, and thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you.
So, you know, the garage, windows, I don't do windows outside, but Jeff's tall, so he can do those. And then we've got some landscape projects, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But there's plenty of travel that we're going to be doing. And we heard that there's never enough time to do all the nothing that you want to do. Now, for the people who are retired, is that true? You want to raise your hand if that's true? Yeah, okay, yeah. Never enough time to do all the nothing you don't want to do, or you want to do. So the real problem with retirement is that you never get a day off. Well, but on the other hand, you get the world's longest coffee breaks. And you can read the entire newspaper cover and cover. Every day. So I asked Jeff, how many days are there in a week? And he said, 6 Saturdays and 1 Sunday. Well, I found out that his retirement bedtime is 3 hours after he falls asleep at the couch watching the TV. But really, I am delighted so far that he's retired, so far. And I'm retired too. So between us, we have worked 73 years for the state of California. Now I have my full-time playmate all the time. He's the nicest, kindest man I have ever met, except my father, who's over here. So we've been cooking together, taking care of our grandkids. He's been a great help with Olivia, who's 9, especially with very active Roman, who is 6. We've been going out for lunch and dinner, and we need to still go out for breakfast. We've been doing gardening and listening to the Beatles, talking with each other about whatever we're interested in. We're enjoying our lives, and we're planning to go out to more concerts, to beaches, to the mountains, and to go to there's Rosie! Hi, Rosie! And we're planning to go to Cinque Terre in Italy next year. Yay! Hi. You probably know that Jeff and his brother Gary are leaving on Sunday to go to Liverpool and London. They're going to see all the places where the Beatles played music, and where they lived, and where they drank. I heard that. So Gary, would you raise your hand so people know who you are, please? Yay, this is Gary. And now I'd like to ask Jeff's adult children and their significant others, could you please raise your hands? Please raise your hands. And one of their mothers is here. Kathy, would you raise your hand? Thank you, Kathy. We're so glad you're here. And then now, the older granddaughter, Ainsley and David, and their and our great granddaughter, Rosie, is in the middle. And then Jeff's cousins are here on the right side. And then Jeff's in-laws and sister-in-law and brother-in-law at this table, my family. Unfortunately, two of Jeff's cousins and his aunt couldn't make it tonight, but their thoughts are in us. We are thinking of them and hope they're healing well. So, more than half of you are Jeff's co-workers. And even there are a few innocent bystanders. People who, raise your hand if you're a bystander here today. Innocent bystanders. We've got a number of people that came with people that worked with Jeff. Now, if you worked with Jeff, would you raise your hand? Look at all these co-workers. Look at all of these co-workers of Jeff. Fabulous. Blue ribbon wine glasses that were handmade in Mexico. And these glasses are in the National Geographic magazine. And these are pretty special, so thank you all for that. And we hope that you had a delightful time. And sweetheart, would you like to say a few words? Okay.
Hey, all right. Okay, so I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. It means a lot to me to see so many of my friends here, and those of you who I've just met tonight, I really appreciate you coming. I hope everybody's had a good time. I have a couple of quick little stories. We talked about working at the lottery, and when I was working there in personnel, Sonia Merrill's wife, Dave, was the sales manager there, and he's mentioned to me, he said, husband, I'm sorry, Sonia's husband, Dave, you can all figure that out. I mean, you need to correct me. Just because you don't work for me anymore doesn't mean I can't come after you. So, Dave's wife, Sonia, was hiring at HR, at Consumer Affairs, and he came to me and said, you know, we really like you here, but Sonia's really looking for somebody good, and he said, I think you'd be great in that position. So I went over and interviewed with Sonia and was hired for that. And I actually replaced Tanya, who was on maternity leave at the time, and I sort of worked with Sonia there and got to know her. I worked for her for a while, and then I was promoted eventually to a manager. Tanya came back to work, and I actually sat on her interview panel so that she could promote to the next level, and then she came to work for me for a while. Anyway, and then she went off and did other things. But it's funny that both the boss when I retired and the one prior to her, both that I worked for, both of them worked for me for a period of time. So all of you state workers who are still working, be nice to the people you work with, work for, you know, or supervise, because you never know what might happen in state service, that you could be working for somebody that you're a coworker with or is actually working for you. So I'm just saying, be careful what you say and who you say it to. So I want to thank my children, Amanda and Dimitri and Christy, and my brother Gary, his wife Joey, my ex-wife Kathy, my friends, very good friends Bill and Steve, who came a considerable distance. My friend Julie from the Bay Area also. These, you know, all of you are my friends, and you're all very special to me. Everyone here who I have worked with and spent time with, and it's been just a terrific opportunity from Franchise Tax Board to General Services to the lottery to Consumer Affairs to Housing and Community Development. None of them could make it tonight, unfortunately. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Lori's here. But Lori was my friend before I went to Housing and Community Development, so it just worked out that way. And that's right. I helped you get a job, didn't I? Anyway, so some people were mentioning also that there was some sort of a harem theme in going on there, and I just want to say that I always hired the best people that I could find, the people who would do the job right. The fact that a lot of them were very good-looking women was just a perk. They were still the best people for the job, so I figure, you know, it doesn't hurt. That doesn't hurt, especially in HR when you're dealing with a lot of difficult people. To have nice people there to work with. So, okay, so thank you all again. We're gonna play a little music. I hope you stick around for that. Marty Cohen and Raberoff and I, Marty Cohen and the Sidekicks, we're gonna play a few songs. We're not set up to do like a whole evening of stuff, but I hope you'll stick around. Those of you who I don't have your personal email address, I would appreciate it if you would email that to me at my email address, and that I've sent out to everybody, I think. So then I can notify you if you'd like to come out and see us play sometime. Then we'll have that. You'll have that information. So okay. So thank you again. It's my pleasure to have so many good friends here tonight.
Something else. With all the women that have worked with him and for him, thanking him, have him helping you, doing all those things. It's gonna be tough. I've got to be really appreciative of him every day, which I am, and now I have to be extra super appreciative. So the room is available until
No one's silly me. Don't need no doctor, no I don't, because I know what's sailing me. I've been so long away from my baby. I'm coming down with misery. Don't need no
Yeah.
Met